Okay, the idea of the show is to entertain the masses, especially with 2010 around the corner. A lot of people in South Africa are really crazy about football. People like the sport and they want to learn as much as they can about the sport. It's not just for them just watching and see the score at the end of the game, but it's actually to understand why is the coach doing this. And there's so much that happens in football. And people would also like to see what happens, not just during the game, but before the game. What goes on into implementing the tactics? How does the coach come up with the tactics that he implements on the day? You know, how does the coach get to pick his starting 11 when he's got about 22 players? Those are some of the things that this show is going to teach people, so that when the call for the coach's head to be fired, they know that has the coach done the right thing or the wrong thing. And this show is going to also to be able to entertain people and also enable them to see that sometimes it's not just the coaches. The coach might have done his job, but also on the day, do the players do what the coach has asked them to do? You know, that's very important, because people can just sit there on the stands and call for the coach to go out. When the coach sometimes make a substitution, because people don't understand the game, they might not agree with him. But if people really understand, how do the coaches come with his decision? How does he choose the starting 11? How does he choose the system? You know, what goes on into the preparation for the game, psychological aspects of the game, tactical aspects of the game. Those are the things that this show will just put there in the face of the audience. And then at the end of the day, people will go like, wow, this is what coaching is all about.
And now he's back doing what he does best, scoring goals, and it's 1-1.
Coaching, what a wonderful job, where you impart the knowledge that you have about football, especially development, to younger kids who are willing to learn and understand the sport of football. But at the same time, coaching can be very difficult, especially if the coach doesn't have all the required knowledge and skills. And the only way of acquiring that is to going through development as a coach yourself before you can go and develop the kids. And at the moment in South Africa, unfortunately, there aren't as many educators or football coaches who can coach other coaches. And that creates a big problem at lower level, which is where it really matters most, because all the coaches at development or junior level, they coach only using their own intuition. So each and every coach will come with their own ideas, and at the end of the day, the end product is not something that really can go out there and compete at international level. And that is really obvious when we look at Bafana Bafana, recent results. At the end of the day, coaches get fired, coaches get hired, but nothing changes, which then brings the big question, is it the coach or is it the players? If it is the players, have they been developed properly? That is where now we say, if we say the players have not been developed properly, who should develop them?
Throughout the tournament there were surprises, but the world's most successful nation won a 5th title.
What you see on TV is just the end product. A lot of work goes during the week, training. That is where the real work of being a coach starts, where you have to prepare the team, physically conditioning them, psychologically getting them prepared for the game, making sure that each player on the field understands his or her roles. That is very critical. Systems, you have to choose the systems. There's a big debate. Do players tell the coach which system they should play because of the way in which they play, or does the coach come with his system and instill it on players? Those are some of the questions that go around and people don't agree on them. The same can have an episode where a coach is sitting on a yellow card because he has been identified as the weakest link within his team of coaches. So this coach is sitting on a yellow card, but he stays in the house. Come the following episode, if the coach gets the second yellow card, he's gone. So it does not mean that a coach will get the straight red card and go. If the coach gets the straight red card, he goes. But he can get the yellow card and stay. In the next episode, he might not get anything. He stays. But he's skiing on thin ice because he's already on one yellow card. If he gets the second yellow card, he goes home. The best coach is left standing. Now we're talking about the coach who has shown that he has a clear and good understanding of the game. And the coach whom we look at and say, this coach can be developed to assist other coaches, other youngsters, and he can be the best coach in the future in South Africa. Football is the game coaching is the sport. Coaching football can be hell or heaven. South African fans are football mad. They're crazy. They love and they hate coaches. Everything begins and ends with coaching.